Hello out there in TV land. It's Friday night between the hours of 9 to approximately 10:30, 11 o'clock. It's not really a set time because we go with the flow. We're unpredictable. However, the name of the show is In the Paint, and welcome to the YouTube live stream. Thanks, guys, for checking us out. Hope everybody's well out there, during these crazy times. And thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. And of course, joining me is the man that brought the show here. He invented it, made it, created it, all that good stuff. Mr. Mark A. Cunningham, also known on here as Max 611. What's going on, dude?
Brother, what's up? What's up? I'm ready to run.
I'm chilling. Yeah. I already know how you doing or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It's all
long
good.
day.
Long day.
But I'm ready to talk some sports and
Same
whatever
here.
else we get into because we go in various twists, turns, and
Exactly. And this is right on the heels of a certain debate last night, which was quite comical.
Oh,
I gotta tell you. And I see one of our fellas joining us. I'm gonna bring him into the show. My man DS David Sanford is in the house. What's going on, dude?
What's happening, brothers? How you doing?
I need that hat. I need that hat, David.
That hat is that's fire.
Yeah, I'll link you with the website.
Okay. Yeah, that's fire, brother. That's fire. Yo, yeah. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. First thing, we're gonna lead the story off. There was what I put out there on social media, and that's simply the situation with Antonio Brown, former free agent Antonio Brown. He was first linked to Seattle Seahawks. There was a lot of chirping in Seattle, specifically with the quarterback, my man Russell Wilson, basically saying, he humbled himself, talking about Brown. He did humble himself and he deserves a second chance. And well, first of all, it's like third, fourth chance. I don't know. But I'm just saying he deserves another chance. And while that's admirable, at the same time, I kind of took a little bit of issue with that. Hold on for a second while I bring my man Dom. Welcome, Dom. Thanks for joining us tonight. Your mic is live as well. But getting back to Russell Wilson, basically, on board with him coming to Seattle, saying that his organization would be good for him and stuff like that. I just talked to Max 11 offline before we came on, and my thing is this, man. Yo, Russ, you need to fall back. You need to fall back. I like Russ. I think he should win MVP this year. I'm a big Russell Wilson supporter, but he needs to on this one. He's wrong. He's wrong because the thing is, man, the charges, the accusations, and whatnot, they're serious. We can't just overlook that because he's been on good behavior for like 6 to 8 months or whatever the case may be. No, you got to take this shit serious. You understand? That's why I have a little problem with, Russ. Again, fall back on your statements, man. Let the adults play in the room. Let them discuss. Have a discussion, conversation. Let them figure it out. We don't need your input. You understand? Because the way you did it, you kind of it's a bad look for you, dude. You got a damn near squeaky clean image, and now you want to tie your wagon to this shit? No, I'm sorry. I'm maybe I'm off, off color. Maybe people don't agree. Not that I really care, but I'm gonna say what I say, and that's it. I think we just chill. But now the situation is. I know I went off left for a second. I'm sorry, but now and again, this guy AB, he hasn't changed at all because what he did was he literally messed up my lead story for tonight. I was supposed to talk about him and the link up to Seattle. And what does he do in typical AB fashion?
Reverses.
Goes to Tampa Bay. I'm like, what? How did that happen? Ridiculous.
So R, let me ask you: do you think, not defending Russell Wilson, but do you think that he maybe jumped the gun because he assumed that he was going to be paired up with AB, so he might have tried to show that he was a supportive teammate because he assumed that this is what it was going to be. So to get ahead of things, he wanted to show that he was embracing him.
That's quite possible. I maybe I didn't look at it from that aspect, but that's quite possible. But at the same time, I mean, you need to fall back, just scale back just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, again, I can't, overstress the serious charges that this guy had. You
No,
understand?
I agree with that. I'm thinking that maybe in his mind, in Russell's mind, he thought that these were going to be inevitable questions that he was going to have to answer, and because of
Right.
his image, which is the polar opposite of AB, maybe he thought that I'll just get ahead of this story
Right.
and like quiet any of these questions, and then turn around that it's not going to happen. So now he just kind of looks a little ridiculous.
Well, you know what, David? Him and Antonio Brown, and they're friends. In fact, he said Russell said they worked out together last year and they're good friends. So
Yeah,
he went, which is kind of odd. How could AB be friends with Squeaky
yeah.
Clean
Hey,
Russell?
look, I got some
But they're
sketchy
not
friends
friends.
too. I grew up with Rodney, so I got some
Right.
sketchy friends.
Right.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and
Right.
and I think
Yeah.
also we understand football is the NFL is a brotherhood,
Yeah.
so to speak. And Antonio Brown is a great talent. We'll see how much he has left because he's about 30 years old. He hasn't played in like a year and a half. And I just think he was. I also think Seattle sort of wanted to use Russell in their relationship, in that he's a good guy. So if the good guy speaks for the malcontent,
co-signs it, yeah,
which is AB,
yeah,
it sort of smooths the rails over. But also, I'm with R. Antonio Brown has a real heinous background, and the things he's done over the past 2.5 years have not been good at all.
No, I agree with you guys.
You know what I'm saying?
He's subject to go off the rails at any time. Look how many times he said at least 2 or 3 times, I'm going to retire. So did you retire?
Nope.
You just signed with the Buccaneers.
Yeah,
exactly. And go ahead, Dom. I see you chomping at the bit, man. Go ahead.
No, I was late to the game. I was trying to hook up my computer, and I said, grab my laptop. So I'm assuming that Russell Wilson had Antonio Brown's backing, thinking he was coming to Seattle.
Right.
Okay. Antonio Brown goes to Tampa Bay.
Yep.
All caught up, right?
Yep.
Here's what I find weird. And again, I always go back to conversations we had before. Me Too happens to everybody in society except the NFL.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now it's the NFL and Russell Wilson. So maybe Russell Wilson should stop doing all his YouTube videos with his wife and concentrate on what everybody else in America is supposedly concentrating on. No shade, guys. No shade against the Me Too movement.
Right.
I don't know if Dave was involved with our conversations way back when Me Too always seems to be in everybody's,
I think I was in one of them.
NFL.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Except the
You already
NFL.
know.
How do they get this get out of jail free card every shit with the NFL? Is like every other week, but we'll go every other month, half a
It's
season.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming Russell Wilson must be getting some egg on his face, or
he should.
Is he? So he's not even getting any backlash yet. I got to read it.
Really.
I didn't know y'all.
He got some from R.
Yeah. That's the first
from me.
He's gonna get it from. He's gonna get it from me. And Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm not gonna leave them out either. Because they're the ones that officially signed them. You understand? So I'm just like, wow. Again. Listen. We sit here and we're on this live stream and whatnot. And we talk about sports and other stuff as well, but mostly sports. And I'd hate to just kind of think what women in sports, sports journalists, people that work, for NFL organizations or whatnot. I just wonder what they think of this. You understand?
Right. We have our friend on Twitter. I'm not going to say her name.
Right.
We're trying to get her on it. We've tried to get her on the show before. I think we'll probably have to reach out to her again and try to get on the show now because we're doing a live stream. But I know she's very adamant, and I agree with her. You know why Antonio Brown got signed? He catches 100 passes.
Of course.
He gets 1,000 yards. He scores 12 touchdowns.
Right. So
talent
that
prevails over everything. Whether it's a rapist, whether it's a guy who physically beats his wife, guys who do drugs, but the peaceful guy can't get a break. He's still sitting at home.
Right.
And that's
go figure.
And that's a great point, Mac, because it's like, example, the young lady that was dressed a little sexy for a football game, whatever, and somebody happened to mention, and they didn't say it in a vulgar way. It was like, is that, dress appropriate for a football game? Everybody went crazy.
Right.
But now we're back to Hush the Magic Dragon with Antonio Brown. And it's funny to think about this because he went to a team with a guy that's supposedly squeakier, cleaner than Russell Wilson. Brady. Right. And he's mummed the word too, I assume, unless this just happened before we came on the air.
Hey, Tom Brady so squeaky they don't mention that he was a baby daddy before he got married.
Well, I heard that story, but I'm just saying that what y'all are going over with it.
Right.
I'm almost, again, I wish I knew y'all was so. I'm almost certain, that he's still pending charges.
Yeah.
Right.
He is. He is. That goes without question. And again, like I said, you're still pending charges and stuff like that. And it's sickening to me. I'm sorry. And if I'm beating the moral police drum a little too loudly, well, it is what it is. You understand? That is just obvious to me that this is BS. You understand? And I'm just like done. This is why I don't really support football like I used to. Like I loved the sport back in the day, but now with all this BS that I'm seeing lately, you know what I'm saying? I just can't get with it.
Go ahead, Dom. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, in agreement with you. I mean, this has been the argument that we've been having, and to Mac's point, since 2016. Right. With Cap, it's about what they will accept and what they won't accept, and just come out and say it. We would rather you be a woman beater and a rapist than to be, considered anti-patriotic for whatever that means. And so I mean, the fact that this has been, 4 years, and the man can barely sniff any interest, but meanwhile we'll keep bringing back people who are recidivists. It's telling me all that we need to know. I mean, we're smart. We're smart enough to have put these pieces together a long time ago. But just don't try to push a different narrative and then make us out to be like we're conspiracy people or something we're off and not thinking. No, if you're about bullshit, then just say you're about bullshit. I can accept that. But don't feed me the bullshit and tell me it's fake.
Right. Well said.
And that goes back to what I was saying.
Wants to be.
Go ahead, Mark. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, man.
Oh, the NFL wants to be moral when it wants to. The NFL wants to be moral when it wants to be moral, and then they don't want to be moral.
Yeah. That's a
lot
of BS.
They have no morals, guys. We talked about that too. They're moral fiber. They owe moral fiber.
Right.
This got to be one of the first cases. And guys, we just had this conversation about somebody last week about everybody deserves a second chance. The pitcher for the Yankees.
Yes.
Right.
The Mingo, whatever his name is. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Right. Domestic violence.
Yeah. Right.
We understand everybody deserves a second chance.
Okay.
But first of all, he's run out of second chances, but this got to be one of the first times that I've heard somebody getting a get out of jail free card before even going to jail.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
I mean, again, don't ever bring up moral standards and moral fiber when it comes to the NFL. They don't have any. It's pathetic.
Let me tell you, they have as much morals as Daniel Jones has balance.
Right. Look at him, he almost spit his water. You okay with it, Dom?
Yeah, go ahead, Dave. Get him again.
Listen, let me bring my boy Double D. He's live, and I hear Peyton in the background. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, you about to hear a murder
Super
too.
Peyton.
Oh, that baby Thanos is acting up.
Uh-oh.
What's up?
Oh,
Say hi.
Welcome to the big time.
Hello.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, that's baby Thanos. I gotta get the Infinity Glove right there for.
Not the ring.
AKA Super Peyton.
You know, exactly.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, because he's only saying that because he knows once I purchase that glove, it's over in that household, man. It's over.
Wow.
Yeah, life as you know it in an adult's family is going to be, oh boy. So there's going to be a reorder of who's in power, you know?
So, give me a minute, guys.
Okay, no problem. We're gonna continue on.
It's funny he got his kid on there. I keep trying to get my youngest son to join us because he
Yeah.
loves sports and he loves to talk.
Yeah.
And he's much younger than us because this is the excuse he gives me. Damn, Dad, 9 o'clock, kind of. I'm like, everybody on the line's older than you, man.
Yeah.
Really?
And he wants to go to bed. Really?
He doesn't want to talk to old people. That's what it is.
That's what it is. Right?
It's a good thing to know that. Believe me, he's single. He lives in Florida. Great
she just
job.
wants to be involved.
That 9 o'clock is late.
Right.
Exactly. All right. Let me hit Dwayne. What do you think about this Antonio Brown? Damn, what the hell? Antonio Brown signing slap. You know, what do you think about it?
Well, you know what? It's like what Mark said. He catches 1,000 yards. He catches 12 touchdowns a year when he's being himself. So it's a good sign for Brady. It's a good sign for Tampa Bay. I mean, he probably would have been better off going to Seattle.
Yeah, he would have been.
But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And I was reading
low risk, high reward.
Yeah, I was reading that Dez is getting interest from Baltimore. Really? Yeah, I read that. I think I read that the other day.
When's the last time Dez even got on the damn football field? I'm trying to think. Was that 4 years ago? Something like that?
It's been 3 years.
3 years,
4
right?
years. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Dez is done.
But then again, you know what? Maybe all you need is to have a criminal record or a high profile to get back into the game.
That's exactly.
It's sad. It's sad because
it is sad.
I mean, Kaepernick was the hottest football player for like a year and a half, 2 years until he got hurt. He stands up against violence and racial discrimination, and now he's shit.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That's how it works.
And it's not like he can't. He can still play.
Yeah.
But I know people that were saying that the reason why he's not playing because he wasn't good.
Please, that killed that narrative.
He was good enough to get to the Super Bowl and damn near almost won that shit too.
Right. And then, let me just address something real quick. One, my man, the Bishop is here. What's up, Bishop? How you doing?
I'm good.
All right.
Good evening.
Amen.
Let me just kill this whole narrative that he wasn't good. Okay, last time I checked when he played, I don't think he played all 16 games. I think he was involved in maybe 10 or 12, and this is just me off the top of my head.
He played 14.
14. Okay. So he had 12 touchdown passes and 4 interceptions. Right? I mean, it wasn't the other way around, like maybe an Andy Dalton or whoever. You understand? It wasn't the other way around. No. He was quite productive. I don't care what anybody says. And for what he was productive with what he had.
Played on a bad team.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. For what he had on that squad during that season. Okay? That doesn't sound like a guy that was playing badly to me. I'm sorry. I dare anybody to say otherwise.
You're right, and I don't want to jump in. I want Bishop to speak, but I just wanted to say that to that point. Look, I'm no football analyst, a scout, or anything like that, but I can tell you that he's got to be better than some of these guys that they're bringing back off of the assembly line because they need a quarterback, and some of these guys that are getting jobs over and over again, and to me, in my eyes, they don't pass the eye test. So if he wasn't good enough, why are these guys getting this? Because they sure as hell, are terrible, but they keep getting jobs. So don't feed me the narrative that it was because all of a sudden when he knelt, he's no longer any good.
Yeah, I agree.
But before Bishop chimes in,
the narrative.
But this is the sad part, guys, and it's nothing against what Dave said. But every time we go back to Kaepernick, all we're doing is avoiding what they're still doing, not with the Kaepernick thing, with the domestic violence, to this, to that, the drugs, the guys be stick-up kids. You know? And then everybody, and it's no knock against what Dave said. What he said is a fact. But it seems like everybody jumps back to that narrative, and we lose focus of what they're really doing. Right. This has become insane, guys. We've been on the line how many times before the season started, during the season started? Is there been many times that there hasn't been an incident in the NFL?
Please.
And we've had this conversation.
Listen, every off season there's about every off season there's about 10 to 20 incidents. I think because of the pandemic, it was slow. So we had maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Slow business down a little bit.
Yeah, right.
I mean, there was one off season at Cincinnati was like a police blotter.
Oh, you're right.
Turn around.
Right, exactly. Yeah, for sure.
Good point.
Maybe they're taking their cues from Rodney with the domestic violence.
Oh God!
Damn, I'm gonna have to cut you off from the show right now, brother. Yeah, that's a major violation.
You might have to use that mute button again.
Yeah, nobody's gonna
see you, brother. I'm here for you.
Nobody's gonna see your face, let alone his voice.
It's got to be a first. 22 minutes in, and we went left already.
Yeah.
As soon as this guy enters the building, here he goes. Good job.
So this whole narrative about Colin Kaepernick not being good enough, where did that come from? That came from that jackass. That jackass. So it's like the person who's the least qualified to give an assessment on somebody's performance on the field. The least qualified is the one that made that statement, and then somehow it became sort of like legitimized.
Yeah.
To the point where people are even taking stock in it. It's like it's foolishness.
It is.
I think it's easier to say that rather than say that the reason why he's actually not playing. It's easier for them to say that because they don't want to seem like they're racist too. So they'll just say, "Oh, he wasn't that good."
No. If you look at the ownership of the NFL,
and then also,
what does it look like? It looks like that guy that made that statement. All of those guys are from that generation, from that mindset. And it's like no matter how they want to slice it or make it seem like, it's this or it's that, it's like they all have that same mindset. Right. They all are cut from that same cloth. That's why they all get along with him. That's why they all support him. That's why they, donate to him because they have like mindsets.
Exactly. Well said. Well said, brother.
And they don't want to sound racist.
Well, even though they are. Mac, you wanted to jump in and say something when Bishop was talking. Mac 6'11". Mac 6'11". Going once. Mac 6'11", going twice. And we're going to move on.
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. We can hear you.
Come on!
I know that was foul.
Look at Bishop. Look at Bishop trying to be the defender of all evil.
Exactly. He just violated me like literally 2 minutes ago.
Views and opinions expressed by the host.
There we go. You fading in and out?
Huh? Yeah, you're fading in and out, man.
Yeah,
you're fading in and out.
You're fading more out than in.
Basically.
Close your mouth.
You're like,
You guys are stupid, man.
Where's Kevin when we need him?
Oh my God.
He's
not coming back.
Kevin's asleep.
He's not coming back. He ain't coming back.
No.
That's it for him. Kevin is done.
Oh.
Yeah, no, he's done. He had enough.
It's something Rodney said. I don't know.
He had enough
Bishop
punishment.
said.
He had enough punishment. He couldn't take it anymore. He couldn't take it anymore.
Blame me, right? Blame me.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't blame.
Yep.
He couldn't take. Well, yeah, you want to blame.
Domestic violence situation. Come on.
Yeah,
exactly.
Kevin don't want to come in because of you.
He basically called Rodney the poster child for a movement.
Yeah, you guys are funny. Let me do some moving on more in the NFL real quick.
Okay.
We got to get into this one. What is
Mac
wrong?
went to charge his computer.
Exactly.
He went to borrow some Wi-Fi.
Actually, he went to Best Buy at the last second to try to get that damn Ethernet cable.
He's at the geek line.
That's what
Damn,
I'm just saying, man. Come on, bro. I'm just saying.
Black Friday is coming up. Let's get it.
You know, like, you got to take a collection for this dude. You know, you got to take a collection. I'm telling you, man.
Oh, he's back.
All right. Shake your head. Shake your head, brother. Let me see.
Right, mind my brother's keeper. I ain't gonna let y'all talk about Mac 6'11" like that.
Man, we're gonna talk about you too.
Come on, Mac. Blink twice if you're okay.
He just did, I think.
Even the blinking was slow.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, let me tell you something. People that are watching, please, this is how we are, man. So I know you know, but we're very entertaining.
We're really a legitimate program.
Exactly, but we're very entertaining as well. So,
but
you know,
this is why more people should chime in, because we talk sports, have fun, and
yeah, I agree.
Good
As a matter
Lord.
of fact, let me just throw this out there for those that
y'all should go to my page. I got a bunch of people on there.
You should.
Reggie,
since you got them out there, tell them to send us their email address, and they can be like you, myself, David, the Bishop, Dwayne, Dominic, and chime in. Okay.
And Peyton.
Join the studio.
Yeah, I heard that, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm waiting for a response for that. Don't worry, I'll be waiting.
Or at least go to YouTube and like the video.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I always check on that, because I ain't got nothing to do it all. I always
Same here, brother.
I got nothing to do it all day to do it, but
exactly.
Right.
You know,
give a thumbs up.
I just gave them the link.
You watched it.
Okay, well, let's see. Answer the bell. What's wrong with the Dallas Cowboys? There's reports of dissension between the players and the coaching staff. This is you know what? Let me tell you something. With Dallas, I noticed, and this two things. One, you can't turn the ball over at a high rate, and in addition to that, your defense sucks. Okay, I don't know where this guy Mike McCarthy thought that Mike Nolan, the defensive coordinator of the Cowboys, was going to make a difference. It's not happening. It's not, and the reason also too is injuries as well. I get that. You know what I'm saying? But still, at the same time, they're getting their asses handed to them. It's ugly. They're gonna set a record, a franchise record, defensively for most points allowed, you know, in a season. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that they turn over the ball, specifically Ezekiel Elliott, I don't know where he's getting developing these trying to control the ball problems, but this has been very, you know, out there this year, very to the forefront, and it's an issue. They're not going to win many games with this formula. You know, it might get better down the road. It might get better down the road only if certain players come back from injury defensively.
Yeah, you know, I tell you,
Ezekiel Elliott has turned into Tiki Barber the early years with the fumbles. He got like 6 this year. Those two he had during the game cost him. That's why they lost, because his 2 turnovers turned into 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, you know, he hasn't been the same player since they made him get a shirt that fit.
Right.
I don't really.
Hey, he likes his belly button showing.
Yeah. Nah, that's a no-go right there.
I don't really see the problem. The Cowboys are losing. They're a losing team, so they're just losing a different way. What's the problem?
Well, the problem is, Bishop. The problem is before the season started, there was talk of this team. I'm not making this shit up. Super Bowl run, perhaps. I've heard that. I've seen it.
I heard
They
that.
say that every year, though.
That's
Same
every
talk
year.
every year. That's the same talk every year. They're gonna run the division.
Well, it's
They're
not the
gonna
same.
play for
It's not
Super
the same
Bowl.
talk every year.
I
It's not
got
the same-
enough.
It's the same talk every other year.
Okay, every other year. Yeah. It's like the alternate side of reality thing.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I'll just coin the late great Denny Green. They are who we thought they were.
Yeah.
You know, come on, guys. This is
Now.
I'll tell you what. I watched Red Zone. I think it was last week.
Okay.
Some of it. And I was looking at the screen. How they have the teams that are playing in their records. A 1-5 team playing an 0-6 team.
Right.
A 1-5 team playing a 2-4. I'm like, who's watching this nonsense?
Somebody.
Who is watching? I mean, I happened to be watching it that day.
Right.
I had nothing to do at like 2 o'clock. I felt
Yeah, but somebody's watching.
But you're
You know?
not watching
every game they turn to a very bad losing team was playing a losing team. I'm like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
He just right.
our brother.
Like
Right.
half of the teams are 1-5.
Yeah, damn near.
Yeah.
Listen, our brother Ronan Black says that injuries in Dallas is running the wrong type of scheme on defense. They have a 4-3 personnel trying to run a 3-4 scheme. Yeah, I agree with that. You know, and it's just not working. I mean, listen, again, injuries as well. You know what I'm saying? It's been tough for them. I think Ronan's I think Ronan's a Dallas fan, if I'm not mistaken. You know, and they haven't. And I want to put out something else he just put out there. They haven't addressed the free safety position since 2007. You know, this is facts. You know, I was reading up on this. This is pure facts. They haven't addressed not just the free safety, dare I say cornerback as well, if I'm not mistaken. You know, it's just been ridiculous. You know, and again, this is a team that had aspirations for a run at the Super Bowl. You know, and well, we see what happens when you don't take care of business. Do we blame Jerry Jones in the front office for not addressing these issues? You know, Mike
He's
McCarthy. Yeah, he's in charge. Mike McCarthy. Does he get some of the blame as well? I mean, I don't know.
I'm a Jets fan, so you know,
too.
but so I'm talking. We know losing, but I've never seen so much hype about a losing team. You know, there's always this hype about Dallas, and I got all these Dallas fans, you know, on my timeline that are friends of mine, and you know, oh, the Cowboys this, the Cowboys that, and every year, you know, it's the same thing. I mean, you know, eventually you've got to win something. You know,
At some point.
If you're gonna hype that much, or just hype down with the hype. You know, get to win a playoff game, get to a Super Bowl, and then let me hear you start hyping up your team. I respect that more. But all this Dallas this and the Cowboy Nation and all this stuff, and what? You know,
and you know,
you're losing.
Last season they played 3 losing teams. They were 3-0, and every Dallas Cowboys fan was like, "Yo, we about to take the division.
Right.
We going 15-1.
Right.
We going 14-2." And then it happened. The Dallas season started happening. They do it every single year.
Here's the weird thing, Dave. I'm a Jets fan too, Dave.
Yeah.
We have been to more conference championships in the last 24 years in Dallas.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's a mind blower.
And guess what? We're 0-6, and they still only got 2 more wins than us.
That's a mind blower.
Yeah,
that's a mind blower right there. Okay, I'm not going front. That's
Thank you, Rex Ryan.
And we went to two AFC championships with Mark Sanchez.
That's
How
right.
many quality quarterbacks have the Cowboys had since we got Mark Sanchez?
Yeah, that's
revisionist history.
May I interject there for 1 second, Dominic? May I interject 1 second? You said quality quarterback and Mark Sanchez in the same sentence. That's a no-no.
Well, I used the Cowboys as the quality quarterback.
Yeah, they were the qualifier.
But you said those two. Even though I knew what you meant, but you said the two things close to each other.
Okay.
Oh,
Right.
all right.
That's some serious irony, Dave.
Mark wasn't that bad. You know how Rodney likes his USC quarterbacks.
Oh my God! Please don't get me started. Please don't get me started. Okay.
Dallas has his favorite quarterback.
Oh yeah.
Who? Who?
Dallas has your favorite quarterback right now.
Okay, you guys are gonna start pissing me the fuck off now. Okay,
Oh,
pissing me the fuck off. Cut it out now. Stop that bullshit.
The great Ginger Man.
I can't stand that motherfucker. I hate him. I hate
Roger
him.
has a thing for redheaded quarterbacks.
I hate that motherfucker. I can't stand him.
Redhead or something? Yeah.
From domestic violence to redhead quarterback.
He's trash. I've been saying that shit for years. He's trash, and also the other one in Atlanta is trash. Matty Ice. Fuck out of here. He ain't ice shit. Okay, so fuck both of those guys. They're crap. Okay, and they're not even from USC, which makes it even worse. You know, you know what I'm saying? So I never supported those two guys. I can't stand them. So no. Like I said, see, you got me pissed off.
We're gonna do that tonight, or
we'll do it.
We're gonna do that tonight.
Yeah, why not? Tonight's as good a night as any other night. Shit, I do it Tuesday night, Monday night.
You gonna hate on Matty Ice?
Fuck that guy. Let me tell you something, dude. What the hell is he ice? I don't get that shit. If you have a championship ring on your finger, I can get that. You don't have jack. And then what made it so bad? When you had it in your hand that 1 year against the Patriots, what happened? What happened? Choke.
And they ain't been the same since,
Exactly. So again, Matty Ice, what? Nah. No.
Then again, they call the guy on the Giants Danny Dimes. I mean, where do we get these nicknames from?
Oh boy, yeah, exactly. Where they get them nicknames from, brother? Because that shit is ridiculous.
10 cents right now.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. Yeah,
that's it right there.
But tell the truth, even if you're not a Giants fan, you was pulling for Jason Garrett to beat the Cowboys. I know I was. Matter of fact, I turned the game on with like 2 minutes left.
Right. Dude, that's hilarious. I'm glad you mentioned Danny Dimes, man.
Yeah.
Okay, what the hell was that? What I'm seeing stuff like, oh my god, how do you trip? Oh my god, how do you trip? I got my man Double D making what was that thing you did with the picture? What was that shit?
Oh, if 2020 was a football game.
Oh, that was yeah. Hell yeah, that was perfect. You know what? It's so funny because I didn't see that. I was flipping back and forth between. There was something else on last night that was equally as ridiculous.
I know what it was.
The debate. So I was sort of flipping back and forth. So I missed that, but I saw from like when he threw the pass and it tipped off the guy's fingertips. And then Philly started coming back. I said, "Oh, this is a wrap. I already see how this is going to go." Yeah. But penalties. It was penalties. You know, they're not good enough to overcome all that. I mean, stupid penalties.
Mm-hmm. Well, if they're stupid,
roughing the kicker though. Come on, that's come on.
Oh, wait a minute. Isn't this guy the coach, Joe Judge?
Special teams guy.
What the?
Yeah, I mean, you get a rough in the kicker. You get a rough in the kicker call on you. You need to be running laps.
Oh, absolutely.
At the very least, you should be
right on the sideline or right after the call.
Hell yeah,
get the running.
That don't make no sense. That's why I was like, this guy Joe Judge is supposed to be a special teams guy.
Danny Dimes with you because well, as I like to call him, Baryshnikov.
Well, not anymore.
Fleet of foot. Yeah.
He looked like Elaine Bennett, more like it.
Yeah.
That move.
Yeah. I, in fairness, I've done that myself.
Really?
Now, I was 40-something years old and racing a teenager trying to do
drunk. Should have
been because I used to coach girls softball. And this girl challenged me to a foot race, and I said, "All right, and we were neck and neck." And I said, "I got to kick it into another gear," and my body went forward, but my legs didn't. And and I face planted, and I immediately got up and went to the pharmacy and came back with a sling to get sympathy.
Oh man!
So again, I was twice the dude's age, but
Hey Dave, you could take credit for Bad Boys for Life. Race with Martin and Will.
That's right, exactly. That was me.
Then he gets shot
Dave's legs went out like he got shot.
Went out, exactly. Exactly. Just boom.
Damn, man.
Oh my God.
And plus, his boys on the sideline was laughing at him too.
They were.
Were they really?
Yeah.
They were. I didn't see the game. That's why.
I saw a replay. You're right. They were.
Are you serious?
They were cackling.
Yeah, because they were winning and they thought that was going to matter. I bet you it wasn't so funny in the locker room afterwards.
So let me see. So the touchdown pass, well, that Ingram could have held on to, because I didn't see the game. This is what I'm hearing. He dropped it.
It's
and
time
then,
to get rid of him.
Yeah, I would agree, D. I'd agree. I had enough, to be honestly. And then you had a touchdown, but the guy tripped over one foot. That's 2 scores right there. So basically, the Giants defeated themselves.
And you had another play that picked up a lot of yardage, and then they threw a flag. I think it was
there you go.
Some kind of interference on the offense or some crap. Like there were enough. There's enough blame to go around for last night.
But wasn't it last week they had that touchdown on the fake field goal and it got called back for holding?
Yeah.
Was it last week?
I remember something about yeah.
Here we go again. So again, you mentioned
Dallas, I think, against Dallas.
Here you go again. You're mentioning special teams.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Special teams. You know what I'm saying? What's this guy doing? You know? I just don't get it.
I don't know the guy's name, number 37 on the Giants. He made a couple of bonehead plays and he got burned on another play. So I was like, get this guy out of here. I don't know who he is. You know,
but again,
they were killing themselves.
They're killing themselves, basically.
They could win 5 more games and win the division.
They could.
Yeah.
They could, which is embarrassing enough.
That's got to be weird, man, to be like 1-5 and think, damn,
I still got a chance. Yeah,
I'm still in it.
Yeah. I'll tell you, the way this season is going, I picked COVID to win the Super Bowl.
I'm glad I'm done with my coffee, Dave.
There you go. Exactly. I agree with that. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. And the Philadelphia Eagles, Carson Wentz, all right, it was cute but he's just not consistent at all.
He sucked too. That game, Philadelphia wasn't doing crap.
They was not.
It was the last 4 minutes when they overcame an 11-point deficit that they looked like a semblance of a football team. But they look 2-5 or whatever the hell they are. One tie. They look every bit of their record. They weren't world beaters. It was just that the Giants killed themselves and Philadelphia capitalized on it.
Right, exactly. This guy, I agree with you. He does suck because my thing is like at one point, you would have thought he was the next coming of quarterbacks of all quarterbacks, especially with that money, that contract he got. You know what I'm saying? But there's no consistency from this guy whatsoever. You know,
and you know what? To that point, Rodney, as much as I'm not a Brady fan, I got to give him his due because you look at all these guys that have come and gone who are supposed to be all of this, and I mean, I came up at an age when we had like real quarterbacks. I used to watch football with the Bradshaws and the Starbacks and the Favors and all these guys, where teams had legit pieces, and these guys today, man, I don't know, and that's why everybody like Brady and a couple of the others stand out so much, is because the rest of their peers suck.
They do,
and it's sad, Dave, because the days you're talking about that we saw, the quarterbacks were getting clocked.
Hell yeah!
Today you can't even grab their towel.
No,
and it's
exactly.
Them guys are getting clocked. I think Terry Bradshaw is still dazed and confused.
Oh, he absolutely is. He absolutely is.
And we know what Joe Namath's head is at. Joe's just like,
oh man, here we go. Bring up that goddamn name, motherfucker. You bring up that fucking name, that piece of.
I'm a senior, man. Damn.
Yeah. But you know what? Those guys like that, they earned every bit of their, their non-functioning selves today. You can see why they are like that, because Terry Bradshaw and them got jacked up.
Yeah.
I mean, this is when you could just go in there and you could basically commit assault, and these guys can get back up, pick up their teeth, and go throw a touchdown pass on.
Exactly.
And remember, when they took off, there wasn't no sliding. They were running for their lives like a running back, and them linebackers was coming after them like.
Yep.
Just think, guys. Doug Williams played for the Buccaneers.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. But you guys just made some very compelling points.
And he ran for his life.
That too.
Plus, that team sucks anyway.
Yeah. I'm just saying, we talking about what Dave's talking about. That's again, stuff that us older guys, I hate to say older guys, but we witnessed it. These guys they were playing one on it, as my man said, sucky teams. Yeah, they was playing for their lives. It wasn't none of this penalty flag. Don't hit them. Don't touch them. They was getting rocked.
It was similar to like how the NBA used to be, and now how it is now.
It's true. And let me say to Don's point: if you were Doug Williams and you were playing in Tampa Bay, you were running for your life after the game too.
Exactly.
Yeah, and just think there wasn't no concussion protocol. Oh, God. Them guys were coming back on the field with their eyes in the back of their head.
Yeah,
they wasn't none of this.
Bring them to the tent. There wasn't no tent. The only tent that was out there was a pup tent.
That was it.
And they didn't want to lose their jobs. Yep. So these guys came. You cannot tell me. You see them. Whoever watches Fox before the game, something ain't right with Terry Bradshaw and Troy Aikman. I swear to God, I be thinking they got to be telling Troy what stadium he's in. Shit. Because he just looks really damn. He's just saying, even in the Aikman days, he was getting clocked.
Yep.
Yeah. This baby stuff didn't start, but not so many years ago. So there was guys getting rocked. Brady played in the era of getting rocked to this era.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah, but he never got touched though. Because they always had a good offensive line,
right? But he was vulnerable to getting rocked, Bishop. Not like today. Now he can stand back there and, with no care in the world. And the receivers, they're basically the same thing. The game has changed. Where I heard somebody say, "Why don't they just take off their helmets and play flag football?" Because you can't hit nobody.
No. Yeah. No, you can't.
You can't hit nobody, but there's a holding call every other play. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah. That's what makes it unwatchable to me.
Yeah.
I don't know how these NFL fans tolerate themselves.
Yeah.
Because they're sheep.
They're going to start putting the advertisements on the flags because they throw it so much. Give it airtime. If I'm marketing scheme, I'm putting
You know what's even better, Dave? Put a damn Amazon logo on that ref that takes his mask off and tells everybody in the world who the damn penalty was on.
It's coming. Trust me. Somebody smarter than I am has already thought of a marketing scheme.
You already know. Yep. You already know. Yo, listen.
They'll make money from the Jets.
Oh, God.
And the Giants.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, I do like a laundry detergent. Your towel keeps getting dirty.
Tide gets the stains out.
Time out. Let me move this conversation again.
Let's bring it back.
Let me. I'm gonna move on.
See, I got too far off track on this thing. I don't know what's the matter with y'all.
What's the matter? Listen,
what happened to Matt?
I gotta get into the lane of boxing, even though Matt can't join us because he's still doing his internet thing. But that's all right.
He's on the phone with the Geek Squad now.
Exactly. There's two of them. Holy shit! I'm looking at two different Macs. Okay.
Oh, I don't see any.
Well, yeah, I'm looking from a moderator aspect and whatnot. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? I was like, there's two different Macs. I'm like, okay, this is good. So he's working on his computer issues right now.
Okay.
But listen, did anybody happen to see this fight for the undisputed lightweight champion between two highly rated boxers, Teofimo Lopez and Vasily Lomachenko? Did you guys see that?
Oh, yeah,
I figured you. Yeah.
I missed it. Oh,
yeah, you missed it. Yeah, let me tell you something.
So did I. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Yeah, just like bitches, check the replay.
Really?
Well worth it. Yo, Lomachenko, you got outclassed, man. He got outclassed. Now, Bishop, even though I did, saw the fight and whatnot. What's up with the split decision?
What do you mean?
It wasn't split, right?
No, there was no split.
No.
He just basically the scoring on it, I think, could have been a little bit closer. But the young gun, the Thundercat, he basically established from the opening round that if Lomachenko came any close to him, that he was going to put some punishment on him. Right. And he also, like, you know how Lomachenko likes to attack at angles?
Yes.
At weird angles, come in and, he basically eliminated his ability to do that. And anytime he attempted to, he was putting heat on him. Right. So kind of like, and then after a while, it was kind of like, yeah, Lomachenko is, he starts off slow, this and that. And by the 8th round, the young dude had already stacked up like 8 rounds.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
Like 7, 8 rounds, it was already in the books. So it's like, let you knock this kid out. You ain't really now in the 11th and the 12th round. He tried to put on show a good face or whatever, but in the 12th round, the kid looked like he was trying to knock him out. He was trying to knock him out because it's like you finally facing somebody with technical skill and power, and a little bit of speed, and he's technically sound boxer. So you really can't do all that dancing around and all that showboating. Right. And it was I can't say I was shocked because Mac did say that it was going to happen. Right. Can't say that, but I think the kid's power, Teofimo's power, kind of was like once he felt that, once Lomachenko felt that, it was like, yeah, I'm gonna change this game plan up because I don't want to get knocked out.
Okay. Right.
There was a kid that fought before that though. The one who's he keeps knocking everybody out in the first round.
Oh yeah.
15 and 0 with like first round knockout.
That was crazy.
Yeah, and both of them from Brooklyn too. Brooklyn and that knockout. That kid is.
Right. I forgot the dude's name. I forgot his name.
Yeah, but he's gonna be in for a rude awakening because somebody's gonna be able to come in there and avoid. And like a technically sound boxer is gonna be able to come in and avoid a lot of that rush of the first round.
Yeah.
And then I'd like to see what he's going to do when somebody hits him.
That's going to be interesting. You know what I'm saying, Bishop? Because like you said, those 15 first round knockouts, man, that's a hell of a streak. But like you said, there's going to be somebody come along with a different aspect, different way of fighting. You understand? Going to know how to kind of just like curb that shit and be able to box him. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you.
If I know you're trying to knock me out in the first round, I'm not going to stand on the end of your punches. No, I'm just gonna get right up on you and see. I'm gonna get right up on you because then your power is not that effective. He's gonna get right in your face from the beginning. I'm gonna get it right in your face. Once I get past that first round, then we see what's going. Then we see what's good.
You know what it reminded me of in a way. Honestly, I don't know why I had this vision just now. Remember Rocky 3 with Clubber Lang and the second fight. He was like, okay, you got that power and stuff like that, but let me negate that. You understand? I'm gonna take those shots, blocking, take all your energy away and move on from there. So I can kind of see something similar to that, without the dramatics of a Rocky movie. But I can actually see a plan, being executed like that, so to speak, to get past that first round. And now we're gonna get to the boxing and see what you got beyond the first round. You understand what I'm saying? So let me ask you a question too, and this is the funny thing. So after the fight with Lopez and Lomachenko, did you hear this guy Lomachenko says, "Oh well, I had an injury to my shoulder."
No,
you heard about that shit?
It was funny. I didn't hear that part, but it was funny to me when they were asking him after the fight, like, "So what are you going to do now?" Right. You lost the belts. What are you going to do now? And he paused for a second. They had the translator there. Right. And all the other questions, the translator was speaking to him in his native tongue. And he was translating back, speaking back when the commentator asked him back. He said, "What are you going to do now?" He paused for a second and he says, "I'm going to go home."
Right.
He spoke perfect English.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, you got that one. Yeah.
I'm just the funny thing is about this whole thing, man, is like he had to relive the Manny Pacquiao against Floyd Mayweather excuse. Oh, my shoulder. Come on, stop that bullshit. Nobody's trying to hear that nonsense, man.
He got outboxed.
Yeah, and that's what it was. You know,
he got outboxed. Mac, you said he was going to get outboxed too. He got outboxed.
You know, I see Mac.
Yeah, I told y'all.
Oh, shit. Shocked the shit out of me.
Oh, look at your text, man.
I did, motherfucker. Okay.
No, you didn't.
Yes, okay, idiot. I did. How the fuck you gonna tell me?
Hey, it's a family
I
show.
touched you twice.
Jesus
Anyway.
Christ. No shit. Just talk
Anyway,
and talk
I
shit before
told
you read out
y'all-
again.
Why you letting everybody know he can't read?
Yeah. Shut up.
Oh, man.
Shut up. Because he
You
can't.
letting everybody know he
Anyway.
can't read.
Whatever.
Right. Anyway, like I said, too big for Lomo.
Yeah.
He outboxed him. I told y'all that was going to happen. I told you it was a 50-50 fight. I think his size and his power bothered Lomo. That's why he didn't fight the fight he usually fights. And Teofimo kept him away from his strengths. He wouldn't let him get inside. You know, usually Lomo likes to get inside and get out, shoot his jab. He couldn't do that.
Okay.
And Lomo's a better boxer, and his shoulder wasn't hurt.
We know that. You know,
Well,
he just
what was
claimed
amazing to me was how he simply just, with footwork, just cut off the advantage of Lomachenko being able to come in and attack him with angles. He didn't like push him. He just moved the stance every time Lomo tried to come in at an angle and put Lomo in a position to receive some power. And he caught him a couple of times with body shot, and then he stopped. He stopped trying to attack him at angles until maybe about the 11th round, but the fight was already decided.
Right. Okay. Well said, guys. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the lane of the NBA. Oh, you're still there, Mac. Okay. Go to the lane of the NBA, and here we go. Indiana Pacers. They got their man, their new head coach, Nate Bjorkgren. What the fuck? Bjorkgren. All right, I butchered it up. Whatever. You know who he is. Or then again, maybe you don't.
I don't. I was counting on you.
Listen, man. No, but you know what? I was doing some reading up on this guy. I gotta tell you, I'm impressed. I'm actually a little bit impressed. I'm not gonna front.
Wait, with his G League experience?
What's that again?
With his G League experience, with his G League record?
All right, I wasn't going there. Okay, I'm just saying.
I am.
Well, then you continue on. Then what do you have to say about his G League experience? What?
This hire is idiotic. So you fire a seasoned,
I agree,
NBA coach who had the Pacers going in the right path, who had the players coming out, taking their craft seriously, playing for them. There was injuries to your star player that impacted the way you guys, the way the season ended. The injury to your star player, to your primetime max money player. So yes, you guys didn't finish where you maybe could have, but you weren't going to win a title this year. You're not good enough. You weren't coming out of the East, and you did the best that you could with what you had in a strange situation. You fire a legitimate NBA coach. You fire a legitimate NBA coach and get someone in that has G League experience, an affiliation, an assistant coach affiliation with the Phoenix Suns, Jeff Hornacek, and a assistant coaching affiliation with the coach from the Toronto Raptors.
Nick Nurse, right.
Nick Nurse. This is who you hire. This is who you hire to run as the head coach of the NBA franchise when you had a legitimate head coach. I'm confused.
Don't be confused. Don't be. And what you said, what you just said, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. You know what I'm saying? I like Nate McMillan. However, there was things wrong with this team in which, dare I say, they couldn't compete. You understand? They're not scoring quick enough. They've taken, I think, they're among the teams in the NBA that don't take a lot of 3-pointers. You understand what I'm saying? And I think you can shake your head no, all you want. I hear you. You're entitled to your opinion. You're in America. You know what I'm saying? But it's the new NBA. They played traditionally. You know what I'm saying? They're not going anywhere with that. That's why I agree. Nate was a good guy. He was a great coach. He was. But again, I think it's time for this organization to take a step in a different direction. And this guy, I can't say his name, Bjorkgren, might just do it. He might just do it.
And that's what we always talk about.
Is it a function of the coach or is it a function of the personnel that they brought in? If you don't have a lot of 3-pointers, then you can't 3-point shooters. You can't run an offense that's predicated on 3-point shooting.
I hear you.
So that's back to the GM.
Right. And
but then again,
this coach is going to make any difference. It's not going to make the Oladipo. It's not going to make Oladipo any healthier.
No,
it's not going to.
He doesn't even want to stay there. He doesn't even want to stay there. So there's going to be some sweeping changes.
Well, there's a reason why he doesn't want to stay. There's probably a reason why, and it was probably because he knew that they were going to get rid of the coach. And I'm wondering, okay, so who do they have left there? They have 2 big men.
Sabonis and Turner, right?
Sabonis and Turner. They have
a good point guard.
Who?
TJ Warren.
You got TJ Warren, who
Brogdon.
You got Brogdon, who's consistent, but he's not putting you over the edge. Him being there doesn't make you a championship contender.
They don't have a superstar.
Right.
Well,
they have a lot of good players.
But to Bishop's point, which are valid points, that could be said about 26 coaches in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could only play the cards you were dealt. I always got to play devil's advocate, but because y'all always hear me talking about the recycle syndrome. So to me, not going the recycled path that Indiana took, let's just be honest. Nate McMillan, Nate B, R. Jones, Bishop, they still ain't going to go to the championship. So at least you mix up the whatever you're trying to do. We hear the story all the time. We're going in a different direction. Well, let's just be honest. I mean, at the end of the day, they got decent talent. I mean, granted, Oladipo was hurt. They have decent talent. They're not going to win the Eastern Conference. No. They're not going to win a championship. So that being said, maybe they took a page out of Toronto's book with Nick Nurse. You know what? Let's give this guy who's never been a head coach, let's give him a shot. It's something I always complain about because we keep seeing this recycling thing. Right. The weird thing is, though, we talked about this last week. Boy, did that rope get super short since last week for Dan Antoni. I told y'all, Maury will have a job before Dan Antoni.
And I will be so happy when that happens.
Lord.
Indiana's problem is that they are stuck in Indiana, for one. 2, they're a mid-market franchise, and free agents don't traditionally go there historically. So
no.
Yeah, but if you look at the job that Nate McMillan did, even in the bubble, so your superstar is hurt, and you were able to take a mediocre player and turn them into that star scorer on a team with a bunch of mediocre players. So I had no clue that TJ Warren could play like that. I had no clue. I watched this guy play. Some of the best games that he had, it still didn't show that he was a 30-point scorer, potentially 30 to 40-point scorer a night.
Well, let me interject. Let me interject for a second. See, TJ Warren actually in the G League played under Bjorkgren. You understand? He did.
Still. the G League and the NBA are two different leagues.
It's two different things. I feel you. You're right. It's two different things. But I'm just saying, let's not discount this guy. He knows T.J. Warren. You understand? And from what I heard, he tries to get the best out of players.
So who was responsible for T.J. Warren being in that position that he was in the bubble? Was it this dude, or was it the coach that gave him the green light? That pretty much gave him the green light.
In the bubble, obviously it had to go through McMillan.
But that's the chicken. That's the chicken. What comes first, the chicken or the egg?
Exactly.
This guy actually, his grooming got him from the G League to the NBA. Now again, I'm not taking nothing away from T.J. Warren.
Right?
Is it a blip or is it an 8-game trend?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, time will tell.
Time will tell.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Time will tell. But again, Bishop, the guy that was with him in that G League, because let's just be honest, guys, we don't see a hell of a lot of guys coming out of the G League. The G League confuses the hell out of me. It ain't like the Yankees go down to Wilkes-Barre and grab somebody to come fill in. Right. I don't be knowing where these guys from the G League come from because they're always drafting one and dones. So what happens to them guys in the G League? So he had some sort of grooming to get him out said G League. And if this guy was part of it, now I'm not saying Pacers went and put the cart before the horse and got him because he knew Warren. Because again, we ain't gonna turn, Warren into Earl Monroe for an 8-game bubble trip. He's never played on the road against a hostile crowd. Mm-hmm. A lot of things got overblown in this bubble. So I mean, I just like the non-recycling thing.
T.J. Warren was in Phoenix. He was in Phoenix.
He's been on a few teams.
Yeah, he's in his first year. Like T.J. Warren's been in the league, and he's pretty much
he's an NBA player.
He's an NBA player, but he sucked in Phoenix. He came in his first season or so in Indiana. He was mediocre at best. He wasn't. I mean, they weren't running the offense through him. And then Oladipo got hurt, and they said, "Okay, well, let's run this offense through you." Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, and the only way I even knew who he was is because he had beef with Jimmy Butler. The two of them fought during one game or so.
Right.
The only way I really even paid attention to him, because he was an extra when there was a trade made from Phoenix to some team. He was like a throw-in. Because if he was any good, I would think that in the Western Conference, with that team that they had in Phoenix, he would fit right in because he can shoot, and they need shooting. They need somebody else that can basically space the floor out so that everybody's not focusing on the one kid that they got that's the scoring machine in Phoenix. Booker. But they got rid of him. So I'm like, is it the player or is it the situation that he was put in? I think it was more the situation that he was put in and the responsibility that was put on the shoulders by Nate McMillan. And it's like, okay, so are you going to get that same productivity out of him with this other guy? I'm not sure.
Well, look at their roster. Look at their roster.
Right.
T.J. Warner, Sabonis, Brogdon, Miles Turner, Jeremy Lamb, Oladipo, the two Holidays, T.J. McConnell, and Doug McDermott. Those are their core guys.
Right.
No superstars. Oladipo's the best player out of the group, and he was injured. And then Sabonis is also good, and Miles Turner is getting better. But he did a good job with kibbles and bits.
I'm not denying that. I'm just gonna say this. When the new season starts, which I heard is around Christmas.
December 18th now they're saying.
Oh, it's December. Okay, so a week before Christmas.
How's that gonna happen?
I just
heard it on NBA radio this morning.
Training camp is around the corner.
Well, the
draft is coming up also.
Right. Well,
but
I'm sorry, Dom.
I was just gonna say one thing. When we talk about Nate McMillan, Got knocked out in the first round last year. Knocked out in the first round this year. Again, I can't, add a lot of stock in what Indiana did or didn't do. But, sometimes it just is what it is. Again, we'll give them the corporate answer. We decided to go in another direction.
Right.
Just like Palmer did in L.A. I heard his comments. Oh, no bash. We just decided to go in another direction. That's the standard answer. And you know what?
What seed were they?
Huh?
What seed?
What seed were they in the Eastern Conference
This year?
Yeah.
5, 6, maybe.
Yeah, I think 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indiana.
Yeah, but we're talking about a shortened season, 8 games in a bubble. Again, there's so many. That's why I kept saying, guys, I can't give nobody no Nobel Peace Prize for playing in Florida. They played in a bubble. You never had to go on the road. You never had to leave where you was at. We basically putting them in that bubble got rid of a couple of things. Load management, travel, all of that stuff that you would normally go through the grounding and pounding of an NBA season was cut short, again, because of what happened. I get it, and again, me and R was on the bandwagon and not going from the get-go, but since you went, it was kind of gravy for them while they were there. Let's just be honest, guys. These guys that came through, can they do that on the road? Can they do that in a hostile environment? Not saying they can't, guys. I'm just throwing that out there.
No doubt.
It seems that Nate McMillan always gets the short end of the stick. He's coached in Seattle, coached in Portland and Indiana. He has he's won 661 games and lost 588, 529 winning percentage. They usually move on from him in the 4th year or the 3rd year.
Right.
Well, look at all the teams. Look at all the teams you're talking about, Mark. They're only a 2-3 year window. They're going to keep doing the wheels on the bus go round and round because guess what?
Free agency. Right. Because some players might leave.
I gotta tell you,
might try to sign people.
I gotta tell you, I think you guys are going to be shocked next season with this guy. He's gonna change that. He's gonna change that offense around. Wait, no, hold on. He's gonna change. No, I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep talking. He's gonna change that offense around, okay? Because there's gonna be some sweeping changes made to that personnel, and it's gonna fit the way he coaches, and you're gonna see that offense rise above. I'm telling you, they're too traditional. They're way too traditional.
And here's the weird thing, Bishop. The Raptors got rid of the coach of the year and won the championship the next year. Not saying Indiana's going to do that. I'm just saying. And Toronto's always been a good competitive team through all the coaches they had. They've always kept their heads above water. But they got rid of the coach of the year and won the championship. And now this guy is the coach of the year this year.
Right. And Bishop,
sometimes you can hit pay dirt.
Sometimes. I just want to say this to Bishop one time, Bishop. Just for you, it's from me to you. The Clippers are a better team. Okay.
I'm calling Kevin.
So now let me explain to you where I'm going to confirm what Mac just said. So they take 2 steps forward into legitimacy and to consistency, and then they take the coach away and revert back to maybe like a 7 or 8 seed if they even make it. Because now you're faced with Milwaukee, who's still going to be there. You're faced with Toronto, who's still going to be there. And now you got Miami, who's established that they're going to be there. Like, they're going to be there. They just a big man away from running the table in the East.
Boston.
Then you got Boston.
But
then you got Boston.
Brooklyn.
Then you got Brooklyn. Then you got Brooklyn, the Nets. So now you got 5 teams. Stop.
No, I'm not going to go that far. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. I am gambling.
I'm a Knicks fan. I'm not going that far.
No, I am going to shoot. I'm shooting the dice. I'm shooting dice right now. Okay, we're doing CeeLo.
Wait a minute. Didn't Orlando make the playoffs also?
Orlando made the playoffs. So Orlando is one of those teams that they're hard to match up with. So they always seem to be in the mix because they got this like they play at a different they play a motion offense. They don't shoot a lot of threes. They play a motion offense and anybody can score. So it's like you got 5 legitimate teams that are going to be ahead of Indiana, and then when you get to the playoffs, no matter who they face, unless they are 4 and it's facing a 5, they're not getting out the first round.
We'll see.
So let me say this, and I know this is going to be probably an unpopular thing to say, and if I knew any better, I wouldn't say it. But sometimes I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I feel like some of these teams, they build in their excuses, and so you take a hiring like this guy, lowers the expectation. So rather than coming out and saying we can't compete, they build in an excuse to lower people's expectations, and then they meet that lower expectation, and then they feel like then I don't have to explain why my season was a failure. You know, if you take Toronto and their change from the coach of the year to bringing in Nick Nurse, they also brought in Kawhi Leonard. So you know this was a team that was making a move with a plan, trying to win. Now, if Indiana makes some kind of move like that to compliment this guy Bjorkgren or whatever his name is, then we say, okay, maybe they have some kind of plan for a year or two away. But if they're looking at the East, which the East is the weaker conference, but you've got a Miami that has showed itself to be that close, and you got a team like Boston who's always sniffing around there. You got Philly, and then you got the Nets with two of the they got KD that's going to be there. So you build in that little excuse so that you don't have to explain why we failed. It's already built in there. But the other side of it is, if this guy Bjorkgren does what Rodney says he does, then they look like geniuses. So they give themselves a build.
I'm going to bet on that.
We don't think it is, but that's what makes it even a less risky thing for them, because either way, you come out as people expected you to do, or you come out looking like geniuses.
Right.
So the bar, they've lowered the bar for themselves.
I'm betting that they'll come out geniuses. You want to bet, Bishop?
That's a good thing.
Yes,
I think.
How much you want to lose?
I bet you cutting that beard that they put your money where your mouth is. Put your money where your mouth is.
No, I'm not doing that one.
Here's the weird thing.
A fucking chipmunk. No,
all of us on the line should do this before the season starts. We should all sit down and write who was the 8 teams in the playoffs in the East this year, and then you come up with your 8 for this year. And I bet you $1 to a donut, 6 out of that 8 will be the same 6 out of the 8.
Probably.
Because here's the weird thing. That the East is so weak that it's interesting. I know that sounds weird, but
I don't think it's weak. I don't think
weak.
Comparatively, I think.
No.
Yeah, comparatively. But it's interesting. It's
I want to say it's weak.
Well, maybe they're more. It's more parity.
You have 3 of the best. You have 3 of the best teams in the league in Toronto, Milwaukee, and Boston on that side.
Neither
one of them proved anything.
And Miami.
And not in
Miami. And I forgot about
Philly
Miami.
next season.
But the West, you got to look at it. Okay, so they got the Clippers, and then behind them are the Lakers, according to some people. And then you got the rest of the West.
Right.
No, actually, the West is LA, Denver, Portland,
Dallas,
LA.
I'm not even counting Dallas. I'm not even counting
Dallas. They're a young team on the come up.
Yeah.
No,
just like Indiana.
The Clippers are an enigma.
Yeah.
They are an enigma. When great in the regular season, when it gets time for the playoffs.
Well, you all just watch out when the Knicks get Russell Westbrook.
Okay, stop it. We're going to the playoffs this year.
Stop it.
Telling you.
So you have in the East you have those 5 to 6 teams that are going to be there. Philly's going to be there. But just add Philly to that list of the other teams. So that's 6 teams. So now you got the other teams fighting for 2 spots. You got the other teams fighting for 2 spots, the 7 and the 8 seed.
Okay.
So Indiana, no matter, even if they make the playoffs, any team that they face in that first round, unless they're the 4 and the 5 where they're evenly matched up, is going to eliminate them.
Okay.
In the West, I had an argument with Thuro Essex or whatever. Oh. He's a Dallas Mavericks fan.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's like, dude, first of all, you got Lakers, you got the Clippers, you got Portland,
Denver.
You got Denver, you got
Houston.
Golden State coming back. You got Golden State coming back.
Yeah.
Right. You got Houston. So that's 6 teams right there.
Phoenix on the come up.
And then
New Orleans on the come up.
So now you have Phoenix, you got Dallas, you got
New Orleans,
Sacramento, you got Minnesota?
No.
New Orleans.
No. New Orleans, and
Maybe.
then the other what's the other team with the rookie of the year?
Oh, Memphis.
Memphis.
Oh yeah, Memphis.
Yeah. So you got
Ja Morant.
Yeah, Ja Morant. So you got 5 teams vying for these 2, and then you only got one. You got one player on Dallas who's consistent. So he's going to have great stats, but they're never going to go anywhere because they don't have anybody else.
Yeah, but they was around the 3-4 seed most of the season, Bishop, before the.
But that's because Golden State wasn't there. That's because the Blazers had a lot of injuries. You understand what I'm saying? So you got 2 teams that will be coming back that will be a force to be reckoned with next season. You don't think Golden State is going to be? You don't think Golden State is going to deboard their way into the top 3? Golden State is going to be there.
I don't know.
Blazers are going to be there. The Blazers are going to be there. So,
but the Blazers are almost out the U.S. version of the Clippers. Let's just keep it real with them too.
The Blazers?
Yeah, they're like a team almost out of the U.S., but they're just
they're still going to be in the playoffs. They're still going to be in the top 5.
They'll be in the playoffs, just like you said. Indiana will be in the playoffs and get bumped. Portland is that same type of team. They'll and then come playoff time, everybody locked on. Here we go again with the dynamic duo that hasn't worked. How many years? Like Wall and Beal.
Yeah,
they're gone in the second round, possibly the first round. Remember, the year New Orleans finally won a playoff series, they swept Portland 2 years ago. They got swept out in the first round by New Orleans with Anthony Davis and a bunch of, So Portland, I don't give them no stock. I would put Portland in the same boat Bishop's putting the Pacers in. Make it, you're gone.
Hell.
Yeah.
Well, let me just you brought up the Pelicans. This is our final topic of the night here tonight, gentlemen. The Pelicans hiring not Jeff, but Stan Van Gundy to become their new head coach. Okay. Max 611, you there? I guess not. Oh. What the hell? I can't with this dude. I just can't, man. I'm trying my best. Anyway, Mac and I talked about
this. You got the Y without the 5. You got the Y without the
5. And really, you shouldn't even be doing this by Wi-Fi. Look. You see that this is called an Ethernet cable. You click this to the back of your router and to the back of your computer, and for the most part, it's pretty seamless. For the most part, why? I just don't understand. I keep telling this guy, stop getting your stuff at the 99-cent store. Go to Best Buy. Jesus, go to B&H. Go to B&H.
Come on, Mac. They getting all on you. Somebody said to make sure your neighbor pays their cable bill.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
That time,
I'm not gonna say
I
nothing.
knocked myself out.
I stepped out and they started talking about Mark. Hey, Bishop,
Rodney
Bishop, I got to admit.
Ethernet cable from the 99-cent store.
Wow.
Hey, you know what I thought?
Bishop, I wouldn't talk. You couldn't even get on a couple of weeks ago.
Oh.
Hey,
No.
With your Ethernet.
Hold up.
Rodney said it, not me. Rodney said it.
Hey, Bishop.
I don't care.
When Mac disappeared, when Mac disappeared, Bishop, and came back so clear, I was gonna call you. I don't have your number, but I was gonna call you and say, "Damn, Bishop, Mac went to Starbucks. Got some Wi-Fi. Look how clear he is, man. He's at Starbucks."
Actually, I'm gonna blow him up right now. Sorry,
You're
Mac.
the worst.
I'm gonna blow you up, Mac. I gotta do it, man. Right now, he's doing something that I feel he should have done a long time ago. He's actually on his phone instead of the computer. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It looked like you were on because the camera looked like.
Yeah. So I had to blow him up because you should have been doing this, man. It's much better.
I was going to send Mac one of those AOL CD-ROMs.
But you know what, Mac? I was going to ask you, have you ever? I know we were joking, but sometimes I do it just for speed purposes. Though I have fast internet, sometimes I plug it, depending on where I'm at. I plug my Ethernet cable in.
There you go.
I do that a lot when I'm in the room.
It is, and let's get back to talking sports.
You know what? You know what?
How
you gonna plug an Ethernet cable into your neighbor's apartment? Come on, really?
He got 100-foot cable.
Man, I can't wait till I come to Charlotte, Bishop. I'm gonna find you.
That's hilarious. Okay, well, like Max 611 said, let's get back to the sports. We can't keep cracking on each other all damn day long. So, what do you guys think about the Pelicans hiring Stan Van Gundy to become the new head coach?
Good move. He's an adult. Maybe he'll get Fat Boy dietitian, get him to run. And fix the other parts of that team. They have a good team. They have a competitive roster. If coached right, they could be in the playoffs. It'd be tough because the West is hard, but they got a Stan Van Gundy's a good coach. A lot of people don't like him, but he is a playoff. He's a good head coach.
You know what? I talked with Mac about this offline earlier today, and I told him, I said something about him I just don't like. I'm sorry. I mean, I get the record, but it's just something. I don't know if it's I don't know, man. I'm not a huge fan of dude. I'm just not. You know what I'm saying? I
Why?
do
What
agree
did
with
he
you.
do?
I don't know, man.
What did he do? That's the problem. Not what did he do. What did he do?
I see what you did there. That's what's up.
Well, I mean, didn't Orlando make it to the championship with him coaching?
Yeah, and they lost.
They had one team in the Eastern Conference.
I'm saying,
imagine they beat Cleveland with LeBron James, the only player in the league. Come on, and I'll give you Orlando. But why do we skip over everything after that with him?
Well, I think
Detroit.
He was good in Miami. Detroit. Listen,
they ran him out of Miami.
They did, but look at his record in Miami.
We can talk record all we want. Talk Doc Rivers' record, like I always say. They ran him out of he went to Detroit. They stopped selling cars. Really? We're going to skip over that, right?
No, we're not. Detroit was bad when he got there. They had bad contracts, and they're still bad.
And some of them he created because he was in charge of everything.
That is true. He shouldn't be coach and GM. But
I mean, I'm going to stick to my guns, guys. I don't like the recycling thing. I don't like the recycling thing, and I don't like him because I don't know if you guys have Sirius XM. He was always a mouth on Sirius XM. They're talking to him like he won 5 chips. I mean, what have you really done, man? Think about that.
Right on the coattails of his brother.
Exactly.
No.
And he never won nothing.
So for Stan Van Gundy, I think coaching veterans, his voice gets real dry real quick coaching veterans because he's like really nervous. And in when there's game situations, I think like Shaq and D Wade, they complained about like he's always like on edge. And then when he was coaching in Orlando, he kind of wore out his welcome there because he started taking cues from like the George Karl school of coaching, where he wants to like call his players out in the media and use the media as the sounding board instead of going to the players.
Bishop, Dwight left.
No, I'm just saying Stan Van Gundy was
Dwight
talking.
left.
But I'm saying Stan Van Gundy was talking like real loose in the media when he would do his post game and so forth. And it's like, that's unnecessary. If you have issues with these veteran players, you need to go talk to the veteran players. I think he'll do a good job with rookies and these younger players because they're just looking for a voice of consistency. They're looking for somebody to give them that guidance. So he's got a great core. Even without the Husky kid, Mikey. Even without him, they really have a great core. They really got a great core because you got to think, they got a couple of guys that are on the cusp of becoming like that next level player. I ain't saying superstar,
right?
But like Ingram is on the level of becoming like a next level kind of player. Right. That's a problem.
What if Ingram leaves?
Huh?
What if he leaves? His free agency.
Well, then Houston, we got a problem.
Well, here's the thing, though. Going to what Bishop said, I get what he's saying. Sometimes it's harder with the vets, because his voice gets dulled out. But now you're talking about these young kids who got their faces stuck in Xbox, Instagram, Twitter. How do you deal with that at your age and your mentality?
Yeah,
I don't know how this works. Who's he ever been relatable to? Who's he been relatable to?
I'm saying
everywhere he's been, he burnt bridges.
I'm saying he's got good basketball knowledge and good basketball IQ. Like he's a good coach. He just like in Miami, I think he wasn't willing to accept Riley having his hand in the cookie jar with a lot of the things that was going on with personnel and who would be playing and how they would be playing. I think he had an issue with that. And that's why he got run out of Miami. But with Orlando, he did a pretty decent job. With Detroit, like Max said, you had a lot of bad contracts, and then you had players that nobody really knew. To me, it seemed like they didn't listen to him. That's what I'm saying. Like people were just doing what they wanted to do.
But it's hard, Bishop. It's hard to defend that when he did that. He had all the power. He had all the power, though.
Yep.
He brought these guys in. He signed these contracts. He traded people to get Blake Griffin.
Bad move.
I mean, you just look at who was the Pelicans coach before Van Gundy.
What's that? Gentry, right?
Alvin Gentry.
Alvin Gentry. 1 year. An older coach, probably couldn't relate to these younger players, and now he's gone. So now you bring another.
He needed to go though.
Yeah,
Alvin Gentry. He wore his welcome out. He wore his welcome out by speaking out of term and making comments about management and how they were handling the Anthony Davis thing and so forth and so on. So it was kind of like if the guy doesn't want to be here, trade him. It's causing a disruption and so forth and so on. So he made some comments, and it's just like, dude, like that's not your place. Just do your job.
But
just do your job.
And again, it goes to that David Griffin guy too, though. I could imagine Gentry and him bumping heads because they want Zion to play 15 minutes, and we're in the game. There was games they were in the game, and they took the ball right out of the coach's hand because R could only play 18 minutes.
Right.
Because he done ate too many Big Macs, his legs are weak, his sneakers blow out, whatever the case may be. But they handcuffed him. So are they going to unhandcuff Van Gundy? I'm just saying. It's a different world now, Bishop. With these young kids, their minds are somewhere else. They're talking about brand and sneakers.
Alvin Gentry wasn't the right coach. He's not a good IQ guy. He's D'Antoni light. You know, he wants
He's
them
old
to
school.
score.
He's
He
old
wants
school.
them to, he wants them to score and run and gun, and he cares very little about defense. The first year with any team, he'll do well, and then progressively it gets worse. And he had to go. He had to go.
I say
don't
we get
mind
Stan Van Gundy a TikTok account so he can relate to this.
I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't mind Stan Van Gundy
Right.
being recycled because I think he'll do a good job.
We'll see.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I just don't like that.
Well, if it doesn't work out, they can always find somebody in the G League.
You got a budding superstar in Ingram. You got a decent. You got two guard, and what's it? Drew Holiday, was it?
Yeah, they have both holidays, I think. Two
You
of them
got
at least.
no. You only got one.
Oh,
they got the better one. They got the best one.
They got Drew. Yeah,
they got the best one who plays on both ends. Then you got Lonzo Ball, who's pretty decent.
Lonzo.
You got Lonzo Ball, who's pretty decent. You got a nice little core there. So even if
JJ Redick, Derek Favors,
Favors,
and JJ Redick are your two veterans.
Yeah, you got a nice little core there. Even if Fat Boy is hurt.
Well, you know that's. Have any of you ever been to New Orleans?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
So besides the party and all this stuff, they are known for their food. So that was not the best destination for Zion, because I'm telling you, I've been there twice and damn.
Yeah.
What did I say last year? Lonzo Ball and Zion Williamson going to New Orleans. Oh my God. And Mr. Ball going, this was going to be a combination made in heaven.
Right.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well,
I thought they would be good this year, guys, to be honest. I started doing what Mac did, counting all that talent.
Bad coach.
Well, we'll see this year.
Bad coach.
Yeah, we're going to see.
Players.
Yeah, we're going to see.
LeVar actually was quiet on the
here we
during
go.
Lonzo's stay in New Orleans last year.
Yeah,
he was down on Bourbon Street.
He played well.
He was on Bourbon Street.
He did.
He did until he got into the bubble. He played bad in the bubble.
I'm saying, he couldn't hit a shot. But
what happened in the bubble?
If Zion comes back at 280, if he comes back weighing 265 to 280, there's no way that
when was the last time they saw Zion?
Have you guys looked at how he walks? His knees.
Yeah, like it hurts.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And it goes back to a topic me and R covered sometime last year about how young players have a lot of wear and tear on them.
Yeah.
Playing a lot of AAU ball, travel ball, and their high school ball. So he's already ruined, just like the guy on the Knicks. What's the power forward, Bishop? Who you don't like?
Randall.
When Randall came into the league, they said they knew he was going to have a problem in first game as a rookie. He tore his ACL.
Yeah. But he made a hell of a comeback, Mark.
Yeah. Zion they need to get him on some kind of program to get better.
I don't think looking at Van Gundy that he would be the model of consistency on nutrition.
Hey,
wow!
Van Gundy look like Stan looks like he goes to Tony Roma's every night.
Exactly. Man, he said Tony Roma's. Oh my God. Jesus.
I'm just saying. He might not be the guy to go.
Zion is sponsored by Popeye.
But you know what, guys? I watched Zion in college, and I used to say the same thing. Why does it look like it hurts him when he walks? He's like,
he's too heavy.
I'm like, he looks like he's getting ready to turn green and turn into the Hulk or something. It just looks painful.
It's heavy, and he has existing issues with his lower extremities.
Yeah, from high school.
Because of the weight.
High school. That's why RJ Barrett.
Right.
RJ
and
Barrett,
also he plays explosely.
Yeah, but again, even in high school, RJ Barrett was the #1 prospect coming out of high school.
Right.
Yeah.
They happened to go to the same team. Zion exploded in Duke. It was a good team. Right. It was a good team. So nobody like RJ Barrett got his points and stuff in the flow, just like he did in high school. But there was always caution signs with Zion from high school.
Well, they wanted Zion to be a superstar. You know that.
Yeah.
You know
he showed out in college. Let's not take anything away from him. He showed out in college.
Kid is talented.
Yeah.
I just never saw anybody that had to go up a shoe size and whiff.
I ain't drinking no more beverages when Dave is on the line.
Exactly, dude. Wow.
If you look at all of the NBA players, all of them, it's like, you got to be able to run up and down. You got to be able to get up and down that court effortlessly.
Right.
And that carrying 265 to 280 every single game, it's not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it.
You have a short career.
And it's not like he's 7 feet. Yeah. But I'll tell you this, guys, before we go. I was telling y'all about the ratings of the NBA for the last 8 to 10 years. I'm going to leave y'all with it. Did you know that Game 7 of the National League Championship Series had higher ratings than any game in the NBA Finals?
Wow.
Say what?
The National League Championship Series.
So the Braves Dodgers Game 7
had that one game. Their ratings in that one game were higher than any game in the NBA Finals.
Well, that says a lot right there.
Yeah.
Hey, fellas,
more baseball fans than basketball fans.
I got to talk about the Brooklyn Nets before we leave.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my stomach.
Steve Nash trying to hire all his old teammates.
Yeah,
Dirk said, "Nah, I'm not coming." Now he wants to get Amari Stoudemire. He tried to get Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk said, "Nah, I'm not coming to coach."
But he got
now he's bringing Amari Stoudemire.
Right.
There's talks of Mike D'Antoni coming to Brooklyn as well.
Oh,
as an assistant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
D'Antoni's going to be in charge of the offense. Amari's going to be in charge of the wine. And
I was going to say, Which Amari we get? The Israelite?
Yeah, we're gonna get. He's gonna have Kyrie and Kevin Durant taking wine baths in the jacuzzi.
Exactly,
and it's all gonna be good.
Talking flat earth.
And
I love Amari though, man.
I do too.
Right, and I just saw a report that says Kyrie isn't really interested in basketball anymore.
Well, but he's too smart for basketball.
Yeah, come on. He's going. I heard he was gonna be the UN ambassador for Tibet. I don't know.
Listen.
Yeah, he's going to be a monk. Yeah.
Listen, I could see the rails falling off this train and it derailing. Or it could be a nice ride, but I prefer the first one.
About.
Isn't R a Nets fan? R, are you a Nets fan now?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Where's your hat at?
Wait till December rolls around.
R is, very anti-establishment anyway. So,
So he digs Kyrie. Kyrie said, "We don't need a coach. I'm the coach."
That's right.
He said KD could be the coach. I could be the coach.
KD could be the coach. My dad could be the coach.
Oh my God!
R's going to be the coach.
R's going to be the coach.
Then you got and then you got Spencer Dinwiddie who won't stop talking.
Hey,
yeah. But
it's going to be fun in Brooklyn.
Another very, very bright one.
It's going to be
accident waiting to happen.
Yo, what the?
I can see the two of them competing to see who can score the most points. I can see Dinwiddie and Kyrie competing to see who can score the most points and leaving KD and freezing KD out. I can see that happening.
Yeah.
And KD going to his burner accounts and going to the front office.
Yep. Tweeting stuff.
Yo is starting to make me get depressed now. I want to cry right now. All right, this is pathetic.
This is going to be a long ride, R. It's going to be fun to watch, though. We can say that. It's going to be fun.
KD gonna have 7. He gonna have 7 burner accounts because he in Brooklyn.
Yep.
He ain't built for it.
No, he's not. He hasn't seen the real Brooklyn. He's seen Brooklyn from the sidelines.
Yeah, for real.
Well, he's seen downtown Brooklyn and by Atlantic Avenue.
That's where I work down there. That's not. It's very different.
I'm wondering how he's going to take the criticism, the New York media criticism, if he's still talking about a season and a half, almost 2 seasons later, still talking about Draymond called him a bitch.
Oh,
he's still talking about this.
The New York Post would put bitch on the headline. That would be the
exactly.
So,
well, gentlemen, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dom.
No, I was gonna say I used to get league pass just to watch the Knicks.
Right.
Oh, it's gonna be fun watching that Brooklyn team. And the funny thing is, I watched them the year before last when they were making that little run to get to the playoffs. Like, man, they're pretty interesting. They stay in games,
right?
But now it's just going to be for the humor.
Man, making fun of my damn team.
That was when they had Kenny Atkinson and the guys played like a unit.
Yeah,
they played together. Yeah, they played together. Run. They played hard. Yeah,
right.
Well, now that's changed.
Yes.
That's going to all change.
I actually saw the Nets like right before the shutdown. I saw them play San Antonio, and my boy and we went to the game, and we spent most of the time just drinking. And it was like, I don't know, the Nets. I like them, but it's gonna be entertaining.
And Bishop, DeAndre Jordan insert DeAndre Jordan as Draymond Green.
Oh, that's right.
DeAndre is going to have his moment with him.
He's the best big man. Yeah, he's the best big man on that team.
Yeah.
He also is that guy. He's that guy that's going to, KD, you a real.
Yep.
KD going to run to the burner accounts.
Man, stop predicting all this gloom and doom for my damn team, man. It's going to work out.
Knicks are going to the playoffs.
I'm just enjoying the looks on R's face as we telling him the reality of this thing.
He knows. He's just trying to avoid it.
It's gonna be like the A train derailing in the middle of rush hour early in the morning.
All right, that's it.
Yep. Well, Rodney likes misery anyway.
What do you mean I like misery? What are you talking about, man? Come on, man.
You like something to rant about it. We need more rant.
Well, now that's true. I will give you that.
Yep.
But I don't like misery. But I guess I'll be
going to say though. I hope.
So now we back. So now we back to we now back to see. We came full circle. Sorry to say it. Now we back to the R and his domestic violence. Not your
redhead.
fault. Not your fault.
Like in redhead.
Right, that's it.
It's
I'm
not your
calling
fault.
one more thing. Hey,
I'm calling it a night.
Mark, when you're using your phone, you're not holding it. Do you have it like mounted
No,
somewhere?
I'm holding it.
Get you a book or something and just turn it sideways, because that's what I normally do. We're cutting out early because I normally flip from one iPad to the other. But one time I used my phone and I just leaned it up against my iPad, so I didn't have to hold it.
I use the computer because I can see the chat room and everything else.
Right.
Okay.
Mount your phone so you don't have to hold it.
Yeah.
Phone mount.
Cause you do a FaceTime with it.
Exactly. And do me a favor. When you get your mount, no 99-cent store.
Okay. Yo,
falling over.
You gotta hold
on. I gotta let me get back at this fool. When you wake up tomorrow, because you are. When you wake up tomorrow, your beard is gonna be gone.
Oh.
Hey Mark,
wait a minute.
iPhone?
First of all, Ninja,
I gotta.
What you got? First of all, Ninja,
I got an Android.
Oh, that's one problem.
That's your first. That's your first problem, right there.
You got an iPhone, right, Mark? R?
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah.
Don't suck your teeth, man.
I guess only us bougie folks have Apple.
He gonna go get one of them 99-cent store picture frames.
Mounted inside the frame. Looking like a laptop.
That's what we get, man.
I can't.
That's what we'll get, Bishop.
Give one of Katie's phones back.
Now we know who's running Katie's burner account.
Now it came out. Now the
I
truth,
can't
the
with
truth
y'all.
is
Hey
finally
man,
out.
With y'all, man.
listen, I get on the young brother a lot for many reasons, but I love you, man. I love you.
We
It's
kid,
all right.
kid, because we
Watch.
care. We kid because
Son,
we
watch
care,
your
Mark.
beard,
That's
man.
all.
Watch your
Watch
beard,
your,
son.
watch your bed.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
watching.
God.
It's gonna be there when I wake up.
And
You
See
guys
what
are
the
fools.
what the
and
scary
Dom,
for is.
when you cook, I'm gonna be at your table. Where's my plate at, man?
Man, I can't wait. I tell you what, guys, I can't wait till this COVID thing is a little behind it. I'm dry. I gotta hit Bishop up to get his actual real phone number. I need to go down to Charlotte, have some coffee, just kick back and
Just kick back.
have some
Ain't
jokes
wrong
with
that.
him.
For sure.
I
He got
actually
plenty.
been there. I was there not long ago before the virus.
Okay.
I went down to help a friend that was a vet. I think that's before we met. But Charlotte's not that far from here.
Okay,
Me
that's
and
cool,
Bishop
man.
go have some. You drink coffee, Bishop?
I drink beer.
Oh no, I don't drink.
I drink Henny.
Oh no.
I drink
You sound
Bailey's.
like it. You sound
Huh?
like it.
I asked you,
like
do
it
you
right
drink
now.
coffee? I didn't ask you when you're going to the class 6, brother. Damn. So I'm assuming all of that stuff you're drinking, Starbucks would definitely be out the question, huh?
Yeah, that's out the question.
Unless you putting something in the Starbucks.
Oh my God.
You can do that too. There you go right now. There you go right now.
Little Brown.
I'm about to do the same thing. Bishop. Put down the bottle, Bishop.
I'm about to do the same thing he just did. The hell with
that
shit.
Oh God.
Hey man, listen, I enjoy my lick, man.
I don't knock nobody. Trust me.
And David, I'm gonna get that hat from you.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you the link.
Don't you live a couple of blocks away from me?
We sure do.
Watch your back, bro.
What's up with this kind of stuff, man? What's up?
He's gonna come up and roll up in his mask.
Yo, see, he feeling himself now. He's feeling himself because now his words actually, they match his mouth movements and whatnot. So now he's feeling himself.
He's tough
and
guy. Hey, do all you guys live in Brooklyn?
No.
Where do you live, Mark?
Me and Dave live in the same neighborhood.
In Queens?
Yeah, in Queens.
Where do you live, Mark?
Yeah, I'm in the YO.
Yonkers.
What's that? Yonkers?
There you go.
Oh, I wonder why you got an iPhone.
But Rodney was, from the same neighborhood as me. That's how we met.
Exactly. Hollis, Queens, man.
Yep.
Exactly.
Rodney
back in the day.
Beard. Rodney got a beard, an iPhone, and he lives in Yonkers. Oh my God!
it.
You driving a Jaguar?
Bougie.
Yeah, you drive. I thought I was the bougie guy.
Nah.
And he takes an Uber to work every day.
He gets
no.
They're still Ubering you to work on.
Time out. Yeah, they're still doing that. Yep. And back home. That's not through me. That's through the job, man.
I know.
Wow.
No. That's through you. You know you balling.
You had that before COVID.
Yeah.
You okay?
Wow.
I got it made.
And in a couple of years, he's going to trade in the Uber for a Accessoride.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that.
All
Ain't you
that money you're
65?
saving on transportation.
Yep.
Boy, you're gonna get you a fly car when COVID.
Let me tell you something. Let me address this fool right here too. On 65, Negro. If I was, you could call me that, but I'm the best debonair looking pop 65-year-old to ever do it. Oh, you understand what I'm saying?
You ain't 65, are you?
No, I'm not 60, but I listen.
Close. He damn sure close too.
No, I'm not close to it. I'm 56, and I still run circles around the school.
I'm 58, I mean,
yeah.
Right,
see,
I'm 55, so
see, and we.
How old are you, Bishop?
And me and Bishop, the young bucks, we 51.
Yeah, but we run circles. We would run circles around you.
Man, Bishop looks the youngest though.
He is.
I will say that.
Yourself about running those circles.
No, I'm gonna run circles on that fool.
I ain't running nothing, guys.
I'm not.
I went outside.
Me and Daniel Jones ain't running nowhere.
When I'm gonna get you on the basketball court so I can bust.
I don't play basketball, but how about we get on? Thank you. How about we get on the football field?
I don't play.
Don't do it, guys.
Okay,
I went outside today to power wash my house. I got halfway done. I stopped, took out my phone, Googled power washers, Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Yeah.
When can y'all come out here? I did the driveway though. That sounds like something. I gave me a buffer. I was like, nah, I can't put up with this shit.
I agree. Every time I think about cleaning out my garage, I go back upstairs and take a nap.
No,
Right.
my garage is just clean as hell. But I decided I don't have nothing to do. I'm gonna go out there and pout. Man, I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Nah, let me get my phone out. I'm sitting on my porch in the front.
But like I said, man, sorry about that, brother. But yeah.
That's the way to do it.
I'm gonna get your ass. I'm gonna get Max Sullivan on the football field. See what's up.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Make sure you FaceTime me, y'all.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, what you gonna do? You gonna play DB and I'm gonna be the wide receiver?
Yeah, because you're gonna get hit. Period.
You gotta catch me first.
You won't even catch the ball off me. I guarantee you.
Double move your slow ass.
Anyway, we're gonna end this broadcast tonight because he's feeling himself. Like I said,
yeah, and I wouldn't mess with Rodney on the football field. I mean,
thank you.
Because he went back from those leather helmet days.
Gotcha.
Good night. That's it. Listen,
guys.
Peace, y'all.
Thanks for tuning in.
Right,
Thanks a lot. Peace out.
Peace. Y'all are crazy.